Let's take another look at lesson 3 and 4, multiplying and dividing integers and adding integers. So for multiplying and dividing, let's remember the rules that when you're multiplying the same sign, it's going to be positive. So a positive and a positive is a positive. And a negative is also going to give us a positive. When we have two integers with different signs, that's going to be negative. So when we have a positive and a negative, that's going to be negative. Or when we have a negative and a positive, that is also going to be negative. So let's look at this in action. Number 1, 8 times 6. So we have a positive and a negative. They are different signs. So we're going to find 8 times 6, which is 48. They are different signs. Sorry, not different signs. They're positive and a positive. They're the same signs, which means it's going to be positive. Here, 12 times 6 is 72. We have a negative and a positive. They are different, so it is going to be negative. Division, 25 divided by 5 is 5. This is a negative and a positive. They are different. It's going to be negative. Number 4, 4 times 7 is 28. We have a negative and a negative. They are the same. It is going to be positive. 30 times 2 is 60. We have a positive and a negative. They are different, so it's going to be negative. Number 6, 77 divided by 11 is 7. We have a negative and a positive. They are different, so it's going to be negative. 3 times 21 is 63. We have a negative times a negative, which is a positive. 100 divided by 4 is 25. We have a negative divided by a negative, which is a positive. So that was a quick refresher with multiplying and dividing. Let's look at adding. Okay. Sometimes people get mixed up because it's like similar wordings but slightly different rules. So what I remember, same is sum, S and S, versus different is the difference. Okay. And we're always looking at, if we're doing the difference, that bigger absolute value first. So we have, and I like to circle my operations to the left as well. So we have a positive and a negative. So they are different. We are going to find the difference between 8 and 6, which is 2. We had more positives than negatives, so it is a positive answer. Number 10, I'm circling here. We have a negative. And I'm circling all of this here. We have a negative. They are the same. So we're going to find the sum. 7 plus 12 is 19. But this time we were adding negatives. So it is negative. Number 11. Again, I'm circling everything to the left. So this is a positive. Over here, that is a negative. They are different. So we are finding the difference. 20 minus 15 is 5. There are 20 negatives and 15 positives, so there are more negatives. It is a negative result. Next up, we've got negative 8 and negative 8. They are both negative, so they're the same. We are finding the sum, which is 16. We were adding negatives, so it is negative 16. Number 13, I've got a negative 11, positive 4. They are different. So we are finding the difference. The difference between 11 and 4 is 7. There's 11 negatives and 4 positives, so there are more negatives. Number 14, we have negative 22, negative 13. They are the same. We are finding the sum of 22 plus 13, which is 35. We were adding negatives, so it is negative. Number 15, we've got 16, which is positive. 9 here, which is negative. They are different, so we are finding the difference. The difference between 16 and 9 is 7. There are 16 positives and 9 negatives, so there are more positives. It's going to be positive. And then negative 24, positive 5. They are different, so we are finding the difference between 24 and 5. 24 minus 5 is 19. We have 24 negatives and 5 positives. There are more negatives.